These two Victorian-era cannibals terrorized America with their brutal attacks of consuming human flesh. Warning, do not watch this if you can't handle graphic content.
Real hungry. And you got to eat.
Number 1. Levi Boone Helm. Levi Boone Helm, or popularly known as the Kentucky Cannibal, was born in Lincoln County, Kentucky on January 18, 1828. Levi's family was a hard-working and well-respected household in town, but he was quite the opposite of everyone else around him. From an early age, he was a rather aggressive child who liked to show off his physical strength. He would often try to fight with older men to show how tough he really was. Following a few incidents of Levi's hostility, his family decided to move to Missouri in order to keep him out of trouble. This, however, did not change him much. In 1848, when Levi was 20 years old, he married a 17-year-old girl named Lucinda, with whom he had a daughter. But Levi's heavy drinking habit and abusive behavior impacted his marriage as well, and it started to fall apart immediately. After getting divorced in 1850, Levi decided to head to California to try his luck there. However, while preparing for the trip, he asked his cousin, little Barry, to accompany him. When Barry didn't agree to join Levi, he lost his temper and stabbed his cousin in the chest, killing him instantly. Levi was eventually caught by Barry's brother, and after getting a little beat up, he was admitted to a mental asylum. He spent a brief period in the asylum and managed to escape after gaining the guards' trust. He headed towards California as per his original plan and cannibalized several men after killing them along the way. His murders did not go unnoticed, as he was forced to be on a run after law enforcement authorities started to search for him. While on the run, he teamed up with 6 other escapees and revealed his cannibalistic behavior to them. After his last remaining companion died, Levi decided to take the better of that and ate one of his legs before parceling the other one for his journey. By then, Levi had garnered enough popularity as a dangerous cannibal killer, and law enforcement officials were conducting intense raids and search programs to catch him. He reached San Francisco in 1862 and cannibalized several other people before being finally caught by the sheriffs. During his trial, he committed perjury in order to get away, but was eventually convicted of several counts of murder. He was hanged on January 14, 1864 in front of a crowd of 6,000 people. He lived an unhinged life, and even after his death, his name brought fear into the hearts of those who had heard of his crimes. Number 2. Alfred Packer. Often referred to as the Colorado Killer, Alfred Packer was born on January 21, 1842 in Pennsylvania. His stubborn nature made him move out of his parents' house during his teens. After rumors from Colorado erupted that huge reserves of gold had been found, Alfred decided to head towards the state along with 20 other men, all in search of wealth. He joined the group after disguising himself as a land guide.
You hired me to lead this group.
But he eventually had no idea about the path they were traveling along. Eventually, they all got lost in the snowy woods. The group, running low on supplies and desperate for shelter, reached a nearby encampment of Chief Ouray. Ouray gave them a warm welcome and offered them to live with his tribe until the winter had passed. The group stayed with them for a while until some of them started to get worried about missing out on the riches in Colorado. On February 9th, Packer and his 5 companions started their journey, and soon enough, they ran out of supplies. After a few more days, the situation became so bad that the men started to look at each other in an unsettling way. 5 of them, including Alfred, decided to kill the 6th man in order to feed their starving stomachs, but one man's flesh only lasted for a few days. Out of the remaining 5, 4 of them decided to kill again, and so the 5th guy perished as well. At last, only Alfred was left alive, who had then killed and cannibalized at least 5 people.
I gobbled him down.
Alfred somehow reached Colorado and started to live under the alias of a man named John Schwartz until one day he coincidentally met with a man from the original 20-man party. When the man inquired about what happened to the remaining men in the woods, Alfred lied, citing that the men died of starvation. However, the man contacted the local sheriff, and Alfred eventually confessed to his actions after being brought under questioning.
People get hungry, General.
Indeed.
Real hungry. And you got to eat.
The remains of his group mates were discovered in the woods, and Alfred was taken to trials where he was sentenced to 40 years in prison. However, after serving 18 of his 40-year sentence, he was granted parole by the Colorado Supreme Court in 1901. He could only live for 6 more years and eventually died of dementia on April 23, 1907. And that's a wrap for 2 disturbing cases of Victorian-era cannibalism. We'll be back with yet another exciting video, but until then, goodbye.